TestNG?
Multiple test cases could be used to test and test ng. Using test ng, we are like different classes we are testing together in one program.
Okay. What is the advantage of TestNG? Why we are not using Java main method? Please
In
mute
Java,
all of. Okay. Please mute others people, and if you're having the any doubt, you can unmute and ask me. Yes. Go
so
ahead.
main method we have to create like multiple classes are required for that to execute different whatever classes we have created. We will require n number of classes to be created, so it will become very hectic to test each of those. So we use testng so that we can test n number of cases together.
Mhm. Okay. Anyone others can tell? Okay. So what is the use of at the rate test, before method, before class? And can you give me one example so where we can use this all annotation? Okay, so I took one session for TestNG, right? So you missed the classes, new people who joined, so no problem. I will share my recording video and notes. Today you guys are able to understand what I'm going to teach you. Okay, so we are learning framework component. Okay, so when we are going to implement framework, right, so we having the many components in the real time we are going to use this, and we cannot write simple a script. Okay, in real time we are not going to write any simple a script, right? So we having the 100 200 test cases, one regression should be having the 100 test cases, and we having the multiple regression shoot, right? So how to handle this? So what happened, we having the sanity test cases, we having the smoke test cases, we having the functional test cases. Your manager wants to execute only a smoke testing, right? A smoke test cases or sanity test cases or regression test cases, right? How to handle this all these things, right? And some of the test cases are failed. They don't want to include, they want to exclude that test cases. Some of the test cases you have to do parallel execution, means one test cases execute in the multiple browsers. How to connect, how to perform this all operation, right? So this all the features which is having inside this test ng, understood, right? How to handle this execution, right? So in real time, we are not using simple project. We are using Maven project. So Maven, I will also teach you in the coming session. We have to integrate Maven. Your framework will be on your Git repository, and that Git location we can pass inside this Jenkins. So you can do that execution from the Jenkins, right? So like this is the roadmap of real time what we are going to do. So when you are going to develop the framework, what do you meaning of framework? Right, just whatever we have done, we are just going to make as a systematic base. So that is in our script easy to maintain and all. So that is called your framework. If you will join in any organization, so every organization having the different approach to develop the framework, but concept are same. Page object model will be there, data driven will be there, right? And your test ng always there, because we are working in the real time by using the test ng. Many things, reporting features are there. Some of the companies are using simple reporting, some of the people are using extend report. So it depend upon the company, right? We have to understand the flow of the framework, how to use this. Okay, and how to implement this. So once you will understand the flow of the framework, right? So we were developing the helper class, right? That is the one part of the framework. We already done that. Okay. So how to create TestNG XML file automatically through Eclipse? So how to start your, you know, TestNG class, right? So yesterday we have shown you in the last session, right, how to create. So who missed the classes, I will give you recording or notes, so you guys are able to understand, right? So this is our, you know TestNG class. How to create XML file. Okay, so how to create this XML file? Just right click and go to TestNG. You can see we having the convert to TestNG. If you will do this convert to TestNG, so what happened? This one more interview question is, what is the default name of the TestNG, or what is sorry, XML file? Okay, so what is the default name of XML file? So testng.xml. Okay, so you can change this name. Okay, you can change this name. Just I'm going to testng1 because this is already there in my system. So I'm going to do finish directly. You can see one file is generated, that is called XML file. Now we will understand what do you meaning of this XML file. Okay, so we are going to control all the, execution through XML file, okay, in the real time. So if you want to execute, include, exclude, or parallel execution, grouping execution, right? So this all the things we can perform execution from XML file. Okay, so now select all the package. How to create testng XML file automatically. Give me 1 second. I want to close my window because okay. So right. So how to create this XML file? So I have written all the steps. Select all the package. Right click, select testng, and click on convert to testng. Then click on finish. Okay, so this all the steps we have given to you. Okay, so now after that you will get one file that is called testng.xml file. Okay, right. So what happened when you will open this file? Sometime this window will open. Okay, but you have to go here source, then you will get this file, right? So now here we are getting this all, right? We are getting this all. And what do you meaning of this? So if you want to execute, right, if you will execute from here, you can see run as. So what happened here? All the test cases, whatever the test cases is there inside this complete in classes, we having the multiple test cases, right? All the test cases will execute. So what do you meaning of batch execution? Okay, collection of multiple test cases is called test suite. Okay, so by using this XML file, we can execute all this, how many test cases are there. Just we can go here, report folder is there, right? So you can go inside this report folder, and this is your amiable report, open with, and this browser. So you can go here and you can check this report. Right, this all the test cases we have executed, right? How many test cases are there? 12 test cases. All the test cases are passed, right? So how to do batch execution? Inside this we having the last session we have executed, right? We have created this multiple test cases here, right? In one class we having the multiple test cases. So how to do batch execution? So collection of multiple test cases is called test suite. Execution execute the multiple test cases through testng.xml file, that is called batch execution. Right, how to execute this multiple test cases by using the batch execution. In order to achieve batch execution, all the test cases should be implemented using the testng classes and testng annotation. Got it right? So we cannot perform batch execution by using the simple Java class, right? So testng batch execution can be done by XML file, and XML file always start with shoot tag. Got it right? So this is your shoot tag. So shoot, test and classes. So you can see here, if I will go inside this, so be having the multiple tag here. So this is called your test shoot. So these are the default stuff. Okay, so we will create this default tag will come. So here we are going to handle, and we are going to control all the things. Okay, so you can see be having the shoot name, be having the test, be have a classes, right? So if you remember last session, we have a multiple annotation. So by all this annotation, we can perform the operation by using the XML file. So shoot level means this complete shoot level. What do you meaning of test name? Okay, so I will teach you in the coming session today, I think. Uh, Here your shoot name, like you can give the example of loan. Okay, so loan department. Inside this, be having the multiple loans. Which loan? Car loan. Inside this, be having the multiple, like I have developed inside this test, inside this is your, if you will go in the page object model, right? Home page. So home page I have developed for only home page test cases I have written here, right? Here be having the registration page, like that, right? So whatever we have created, right? So that level we can, handle by using this XML file. I will give you all example how to, perform the operation. And testng, they will ask you few question using the testng, and they will find you are you real working or not. Okay, so one ng should have a multiple test runner, right? So in order to execute n number of testng classes, specify the testng class name along with package name in XML. What do you meaning of this? You can see here, this is your package name, right? So when you are defining the name, when you are defining the name, this is your package name and this is your class name. This is your package name and this is your class name. This is your package name and this is your class name. So by how to define this class name, and this is your tag. This tag is going to end here. I will tell you, I will, you can define the tag in the different way also. Okay, so that thing I have mentioned here, package name in class.xml tag. So testng always execute at the rate test method, right? So in Java, execution is going to start from main method. Okay, but in the testng, execution is going to start from at the rate test. Okay, some background noise is coming because I am sitting in a different room. Okay, so leave this. Got it right? So testng always execute at the rate test method based on the alphabetical order. Okay, so one interview question is there, be having the multiple test cases, in which order it will execute, right? In which order it will execute? It will execute alphabetical order, okay, by default. But no, I want to execute some of the test cases. I want to give the dependency of the test cases. How to perform this operation? Okay, I want to execute one test cases for multiple times. How to execute this? In order to execute test cases in a specific order, either go for peyote or either go for depends on method. So 0 is the topmost priority for the test cases, and minus is also allowed for the priority, then we have a highest priority. So we will see how you can provide the, I want to, you know, like how to use this priority. Okay. So I will create one class, close this demo or test demo p. Okay. Okay. At the rate test. So public void tc 0101. Okay, like that, we having the multiple features inside this test ng, and whatever we are learning, this all the things in the real time, you will get the requirement from your lead and you have to perform that operation, right? So you should know everything, right? But we will not, we don't have 100% of anything, right? But if you know, if you're having the some idea, then you are able to work in the company. Otherwise you can stuck. So I can see many people are manual tester and they directly assign the task to them, but they don't know anything. But they are working, and you guys know everything, and you will get opportunity to work. You can work easily, right? So they know how to work, and you know the all the concept, right? And how to work you will learn inside this company. Not a big deal. Okay, so this is my 4 test cases. Inside this we have a priority, right? Equal to 1, or I will give priority equal to 3, and so these are the all the interview question. Okay, these are all the interview question. They will ask you as a scenario. They will give you the scenario and they will check you how to perform this operation. Okay, how to perform this all the operation. 1, and this is your priority. Sorry. What happened? Okay, so this is your priority. I can take 1 to 2. Okay, so as per defined, whatever we have defined this priority here, as per this execution will flow. This is the test case 1, right? It will execute order 3, the test case 4. So let me execute this. You can see. Okay, go in the console and you can see what is your test case 3. Test case 3, the first priority, right? You can see the test case 1 is executed first. What is the 2? 2 priority, the fourth test case is executed after that. Priority 3 and priority 4, right? So like that we can also provide this priority. One more, if you will give the -1, I can take one more test cases, or simply I can take this test case number 5. Test case number 5. This is your test case number 5, and I will give -1. Okay, if we will give the -1, what is the order for all this? You can see B having the order for highest priority of -1, right? So -1 is your highest priority. So if we will go inside this my PPT, you can see I have written everything whatever we have shown you, right? I have shown you. In order to execute the test cases in the a specific order, either go for the priority, and one more concept is there, that is called depends on methods. Okay, so that is the bit different as compared to priority. So 0 is the topmost priority for the test, and minus value can also be allowed. You can say this is your highest priority. So in the written exam, in written, some of the companies taking the written paper, so they will give you this type of the question and they will ask you the what is the output. Or in the face-to-face interview, they will ask you what is in which order this all the test cases will execute. Got it right? So same example I have shown you here. So what is the depends on? So one more concept is there that is called depends on. So where we can use this depends on concept, right? So sometime what will happen? Your test cases is dependent. I am working in the APIs or any application. So you have to give the precondition. If your precondition will be pass, then your test case will pass. Otherwise, your test case will fail. Got it right? So my precondition is be having the prescription domain or product domain, right? Like, or we can tell if my application will log in, then only my second test able to validate home page. Otherwise, what will happen? Your login, your application is not login, right? How you will validate the next page or next steps, right? So we have to provide sometime. This depends on concept. So here the same thing I have written here. If first test case fail, that it doesn't make any sense to run the second and third test case, or depend the test cases. So in this type of the scenario, you can use dependency between the test cases. Here second test or third test case depend upon the first test case, right? So what is the syntax of this is your syntax. So you can pass here depends on, and here we can pass multiple test cases. This is working on your array concept, right? Did you remember this array? We are also defining this curly braces by using this array concept. So here you can pass multiple test cases. How to create dependency between the two test cases in Selenium? It means this test case name, like account, depend upon the test case whose name is login test case. So until the login test case will not execute successfully, this cases won't be executed. So if login test case will pass, this test case will execute. If login test case will fail, then this test case won't be execute. Runner will skip, right? So what will happen? It will be a skip the test case. You can see, I can show you in the reporting. We have a one more option, where it is. I think I close this. So it won't be fail. Your test case will skip. Okay, so where it is? Can see here one more option is there, right? Test name pass a skipped, right? So what happened? If your first test case will fail and second test case is depend upon first test case, then it won't be fail, it will skipped, right? So this is, I have mentioned here. How to perform this depends upon method. So we can create you know three test cases here. So let me create. So what is the test case name? Login, account, and logout. Okay, so you can create, you can take any name. Okay, no problem. You can create, you can take any test case name, but I will suggest you, I am giving you dummy test cases, right? You can take any test cases in the previous session and you can perform the same operation, whatever we are going to do in the dummy, right? Depends on test. Okay. So this is our test required login test. Okay. So I have created one test cases. Login test. This is our login test. Okay, so I'm going to create another test cases that is called account account test cases, account test. Okay, this is our account test case, and I'm going to create another test case that is called uh logout logout test cases. Okay, so just I'm going to this. So now you can see here I will pass depends on, you can see depends on a method. Okay, so we will use depends on method. Okay, you can see what is the type is your a string type, right? A string type of an array, it will accept a string type of an array. So this is your a string type of an array. So I will give you the dependency between this test cases. If my login test case will pass, then it will execute. Okay, and here I will provide the dependency between all these two test cases. If my login and account test will pass, then only we are able to execute this test cases. Okay, I can pass here multiple because it is working on the a string of an array, right? So like here account test, got it right? So this is the dependency we have given the dependency. If this test case will pass, then it will execute. If this will execute, then it will execute, because all are dependent. So now I'm going to execute now. So all the test cases are executed, right? Okay, how to fail these test cases? Okay, so I will teach you one more concept here. So in the above scenario, if the login will pass, then only test accounts will execute. Test uh, test or logout will only execute the test login, and test account will execute, right? But if test login will fail due to some of the error or exception, the test account will not be executed and test case will escape, right? So test case test output, sorry, test logout is depends on the test login and test account. So now this will come into the escaped category. So how to fail these test cases? So be having the one more concept, like how to disable the test cases. What happened, just I am doing the some execution of my test cases. Actually this is a not a general process, right? If you have 100 test cases, you know, and 50 test cases you have to disable. Did you write this 50 times, enable equal to false, enable equal to false? We cannot write, right? But sometime you guys are doing the execution and we are going to do the execution. Some test cases I don't want to execute, then we can use enabled equal to false. Okay, some test cases I don't want to execute, few test cases, not a bunch like more than 100 or 50 test cases. That is the we having the another concept. Got it right? So this is how to, so we having the enable equal to false. Then what happened, I am going to fail this test cases. Enabled equal to false, you can see enabled equal to false, be having the boolean type equal to false. Okay, enabled equal to false, then what will happen, this test cases will not work. Like let me, okay, so you can see here what we are getting this exception. You can say depends upon method public void depends login, which is not annotated, right, not included, means this is not executed. Okay, you have disabled this all the one test cases, and this two test cases is depend upon uh, this test cases, right? So let me, if I will able to show you the report, just you can do, where is this, refresh one more time. or let me, here I don't know why it is showing, or it is executing the old report, or it is not updated. Here showing wrong report. Okay, it must be only one, nothing is executed, right? All are failed, but still it is showing passed, right? Because we are not providing any validation. Okay, so I will tell you why this is not coming here failed. We are able to see on the console, but we are not validating here. Once you will do the validation, then it will capture inside this report. Understood, right? Once we will do the validation, right, when we are comparing actual and expected. If you remember, we having the basic Selenium, we have learned how to do actual and expected. But if you will use if else condition, then it will not capture inside this report. So be having the another concept called, that is called assert. Okay, so assert. So in the real time we are going to use assert concept. So assert concept will capture, all the things, how many, if you are doing the validation. Okay, so that's why it is not capturing here. Okay, but we are able to see inside this console. Okay, so in TestNG we can achieve this by simple enable attributes and set the value true or false. So enable will return, enable attribute return boolean type true and false. So if test cases are enabled as a false, and while running the test cases, the test runner simply will ignore these test cases and will only run the test cases enable is a set as a true. And by default it is a, it's like, by default it is a true only. Okay, this set to enabled means it is true. Okay, so one more questions are there, how to execute one test cases in multiple times. So we have another attribute called invocation count equal to whatever, how many test cases do you want to execute, right? So you can create one classes, or okay, simply I will create one more class, it won't be take time. uh, Execute multiple times. See this, all the attributes whatever we are learning right now, this is your all the interview questions. Okay, in real time even we are not using frequently all the concept. Okay, only few concept we are going to use in the real time, but they will give you the scenario. They cannot ask you what is invocation count and what is, like how to do disable your test cases. They will not ask you directly, they will give you the scenario. These are the condition, what, how you can do the execution. Okay, so if you know the concept, you are able to give the answer for any scenario, right? In the real time they are not asking the question directly, they will give you the scenario. Okay, so you can create one test cases, test annotation public void or tc01. So how to execute? So what happens sometime, we have to do testing, like I want to some pages are dynamic. You can see element is going to change, element is going to change. Then what happened, that test cases just I want to check multiple times execution, right? Or if some of the pages are dynamic, after some time element is going to change and all. So few of the test cases, like we want to, so we having the one concept called invocation count. And you can see when you are one second, I want to show you, this is your implementation, right? This is your Java implementation. You can see what is your return type int, right? So it will accept return type. You can see invocation timeout. It will accept long time, a skipped fail invocation. It will accept boolean types, right? So this all the, like how you can understand what value you have to give this. I want to execute this test cases 10 times. Can uh, you can take any real time example, like any if you will, okay, one second, where it is, invocation count, where we have created this. Okay, one second, where I have created that test cases. Depends on method. I have created that class, right? Sorry, execute multiple. Okay, so now I have executed this. Okay, I have executed this. You can see how many times it is executed, 10 times, right? So some of the scenario you have to give this, how many test cases how many times of these test cases you have to execute. So be having the another attribute that is called invocation count. Okay, so what is this? Okay, so we can go for some scenario based execution. So as per my ppt steps, we will follow this. Okay, so first we can create, I will create one test case, sorry, one class name is called test demo. So do we have any test demo class before? Or what I can do, I can create one simple another package. So now dot test ng. So now I've created one TestNG, and now I'm going to create another class that is called test demo. Okay. Inside this test demo, I am going to create three test cases: login page, home page, and logout page. Okay. So login page at the rate test public void set. Okay. Public void login page. Okay, so now this is your login page. So login page, home page, and logout page. So we are going to create three test cases here. So test case 1, test case 2, and test case 3. This is your home page, and this is your logout page. So I have created three test cases here. These are all are that scenario best, and they will ask you to the interview. Okay, this all what we are going to learn, because they will check you, did you work in the real time or not. Now now in TestNG framework, we need to create a XML file. So now I am going to create, let me check. So in TestNG, we need to create a TestNG XML file to create the handle the multiple test cases classes. So we already know. So we need to configure our test run dependency, include, exclude any test method. This all the things we have already discussed. If you want to execute your um, test cases as a package level or class level, how to execute, right? So that's why we need to create one XML file. See, if you want to create this class level, you can also create this all this uh, all the whatever. we have, sorry, not a class level, project level. If we will create as a project level, all this, you know, this all the test cases will come. But I want to create this XML file as a package level. So whatever the classes there inside this package be having the one class, inside this classes be having the multiple test cases, right? So that I'm going to create now XML file as a package level, sorry. So we can create as a package level. So this is your testng. I can take psc package. So you can see we have created, you can create multiple XML file. So now you can see whatever we have inside this package, we are getting only this, class. So I have created one XML file. So now just here, actually, before this, all the default stuff is coming like thread count. One another attribute is there inside this XML file. Before it was coming by default, I don't know why it is not coming now. So these are the attribute inside this XML file, and we will use this. Okay, so someone will ask what is the thread count. So this is used for parallel execution. What do you meaning of thread in Java, right? In Java, thread means execution. We are going to execute one thread, one execution, right? Multiple thread, multiple execution. One thread, one method. We having the multiple method, multiple thread. Like that you can understand. So based on the number of script, it will execute parallel or sequential order. Name of the suit. So what do you meaning of this name? This name. So you can give this any name, right? So I will also define this, but I'm going to tell you what do you meaning of this all the tag and why we are going to use this. So name of the suit. So you can give the name of the suit as per your project requirement. This is your parallel. One more tag is there. Coming session we will learn, that is called parallel tag. Okay, these are the attributes. Okay, so parallel attribute. So very important question, how to perform parallel execution. Okay, so we will use this parallel attribute while doing the parallel execution. Okay, to run the script parallel, value can be tests, classes, method, suit, and default value is none. So in parallel you can give any names, tests, classes, methods, and suit. So default value is your null, none. Okay, this is your test name, right? This is your test name, right? So we are going to discuss what the meaning of that, because if you know the knowledge is very, knowledge is the different thing. Many people are working in the company. Sometime what happen, if you will go for the interview, your luck is very good, right? So if you don't have a much knowledge also, you will get the job, right? But if you don't have a proper knowledge, you have to face the problem. If you having the knowledge but you are not getting the job, that is called your bad luck. Okay, but if you will, bad luck is there, no problem, but one day you having the offer letter because you having the knowledge, but you will never face the problem while working in the company if you having the knowledge, right? So all the things I have documented, because you guys are not able to revise, not getting the time. But when you are after some time, if you are getting the time, you can revise all the things what we have discussed in your today's session or any session, right? So I have documented all the things. So you should not learn again this all the concept. So this is your test tag. So here you can give the any name as per your project requirement. So test name is your module's name. Okay, this is the loan department, and this is your, in loan department be having the multiple loan departments: home loan, car loan, education loan. So this will execute as a test level. Modules we will execute as a test level. Understood, right? So like the modules for the application, we define the test cases which belongs to inside this module. class name. So we already know class name. So here be having the package name or class name. So I don't want to execute all the test cases. I don't want to execute all the classes which is available inside this XML file. So we can execute sometime when you are going to do the testing or working in the real time. So we are developing our script not in one shot, right? So sometime what happen when we are going to do execution, some of the test cases are failing, so and some of the test cases are pass, right? So like I have executed, right? You can see I have executed. What happened inside this class, some of the test cases is fail. I don't want to execute this. Just you can comment this. This is how you can comment. What happened, this will not execute. I want to execute only these all. Okay, so just comment this. Sorry, got it right. So this two classes test cases will not execute. Understood, right? So this is how class level, how we can handle this class level. Okay, name of the classes. Okay, so create one more test cases. So I'm going to create one more test cases here. Test case test demo one, and that is called your loan. Okay, so I'm going to create one more test cases. Test demo demo one. I'm going to create one more test cases and at the rate test. Sorry, test test cases loan. Okay, so this all the things we are learning as a scenario based questions. Okay, in the real time they will ask you the scenario based question. So now you can see we have after few months one new modules have developed in our application. So then we can do our regression testing. So here what you have to do, again we have to go and I'm going to add this classes. I'm going to add this. So here we have a test demo one, right? So let me check this is working or correctly or not. Right, we have added this. I have added one more classes. Inside this we having the, okay, so we have how many test cases we have? We have now 4 test cases, right? So this 4 test cases is executed properly. Now what we have to do? Okay, just we have added. So in the above XML file, test demo class belongs to the personal loan. So now you can see here, now I am going to modify our XML file. Okay, so this is now this belongs to, just let me close this, and this is, so this is our loan department. Okay, so I'm going to modify as per the project, as per the project requirement. So this is my loan department, loan, right? This is our test suite name. Now this is your, this is the another modules that is called your personal loan. Personal loan, right? So now you can see here, this is complete suite. This is the loan department suite. Inside this we having the multiple modules. I have defined only one modules that is called personal loan, right? Inside this personal loan we having the multiple test cases, multiple classes. Inside this inside this classes we having the multiple test cases. Got it right? So now understood, right? So what we are going to learn, just we are going to show you how we can use in the real time project. So by using this XML file we can run all the personal loan. Okay, like click on the TestNG and this. So when you will execute now, then only personal loan will execute. Before I did not define, just I run it. Okay, so now I'm going, I have defined this. and I'm going to run this. You can see here, so but here we are not able to see the complete reporting, but in the we having the features called extend report. So when you will use the extend report, from there it will show this is your module's name and this is the suite name, how it is going to execute and from which modules, right? So this is, what we have shown you. I have documented all the things. Now be having the concept called what is the include and exclude concept. Okay, so tomorrow we will continue this. Okay, tomorrow we will continue this, all the, how to work with exclude and include. You guys can do parallel practice. Okay, so I will send you all the notes, and you recording you will get on the Skype. So just you can do practice. Okay, I'm going to stop your session. Hello, Dinesh, are you there? Hello.
Hello, Mohit. I'm here.
Yes.
This is Dinesh
So
here.
yeah. I think two test cases, two classes you have missed it. So I will share the recording video and notes. Okay.
Okay, okay. So
Both
after
one.
this SNG, we are going to start our framework, right?
No, no. We are learning framework component. Then we will teach you how to work with data driven, means how to read the data from the Excel sheet, page object
Okay, okay,
model, right?
okay,
Page object model. So these are the basics component we will learn. Then we will learn your framework. If you
okay,
don't know
Mohit.
the basics component, then how to understand the flow of the framework?
Yeah, yes, yes, that's okay, fine.
Got it, right? So I'm not going to
Yeah, yeah.
jump your framework, because
Hmm.
the framework that is fine. You can explain, but in the real time, they are going to ask you the real time scenario based questions. How you can
Yes, yes.
handle? Got it, right?
Yeah, yeah, okay, Mohit. Okay.
Okay, okay. Thank you all. Okay, bye.
Hmm. Hmm.